back to another episode of Ignite Your Power, the Kathy Mou Podcast. If you don't know who I am, I'm your host, Kathy. I'm an empowerment coach. I'm a mama, I'm a spiritual guide, and someone who's walked through deep healing to come back home to myself. And I also teach people about living the bliss soft life, aka the BS life, where you truly live in your power, where you truly get to be the empowered version or the happy, joyful version of yourself, where you get to be more blissful, softer. And when you live this way, you're going to just love living this way. It's going to be more peaceful and more blissful. And that's what I hope for everyone. And so today's episode is really going to teach you about how to live this way and why it's so important. And it's very personal too for me because I want to open about something that's been life-changing for me because trauma or being trauma informed is so important. And it's something that I've been learning and working through. So I recently started my trauma informed certification journey and literally, wow, guys, it has opened my eyes in ways I did not expect. And it gave me so much clarity about who I am and why I function the way I do. And it made me realize that that's not who I am. I'm functioning on a high alert fight and flight mode that I do not need to be. And it's because my nervous system is so wired to think that I'm in this traumatic fight and flight mode that I don't need to be. And it's because my nervous system is not calm. And being trauma informed allowed me to understand I have trapped trauma within me from my childhood that has made me believe I had to be this way. And so this literally has changed my life. And now I want to tell you guys how to start changing your life to start noticing these little patterns or thought processes or beliefs that you have. And if you've been around, you know I've done a lot of work on myself, from healing after infertility and loss to reconnecting with my body and my truth. But this trauma-informed lens has helped me understand my nervous system, my reactions, my beliefs, and most importantly, how to bring myself back to the present moment instead of constantly living in my head. And if you're anything like me, someone who has experienced pain or has big emotions and is learning to trust your body again, I see you, I am you, and this episode is for you. Okay, so let's start here. Trauma informed doesn't mean you're diagnosing trauma. It means you're aware that we all carry experiences in our bodies, not just our minds, that our nervous systems respond not just to what's happening now, but what happened then, even if we don't consciously remember. And also, trauma can happen through epigenetics. You can have trauma passed down from you from generations before. And so that's why sometimes you're like, whoa, where did this trauma come from? Or it can even be passed down from past lives that you've had. But being aware of this and just being informed can help you understand yourself and why certain things trigger you. So it's the difference between asking what's wrong with me and gently shifting to what happened to me. So being trauma informed about compassion, safety, awareness, choice, it's learning to hold space for yourself and others without rushing or fixing, but allowing and witnessing. And being trauma informed just makes you know that there's nothing wrong with you. We all have trauma. And I thought about this too, and I was like, I don't want to give my daughter trauma, but that's unrealistic. She's gonna have trauma regardless, however I teach her. So I can't or I don't have to be this perfect parent. And there will never be a perfect parent. All I can do is love her and do the hard work myself. And when I do the hard work myself, I get to know myself better. And when she sees that, she knows the tools to help her get over the things or the traumas that she will have when she grows older. And that's all we can do for ourselves and for the people that we love by setting that example for them. And so taking this course has been life-changing because, like I said, I realized like, whoa, I've been literally showing up being in fight and flight my whole life. And I'm going to tell you a story about why I believe I am the way I am. It's because my parents actually came from another country, my mom from Vietnam, my dad from Taiwan, and started making a living here in America for better, bigger dreams in life. And so they met each other in America and they started their own lives and had a fast food restaurant, an American fast food restaurant. And it was very fast paced, and their mindset is so different where it's hard to make money. And so, in order to survive and to live, you're going to have to work hard. And we're always on the go, go, go. And we've always lived a fast-paced life. And this is what I only knew. And I thought that was normal. And so now I reflect back, I'm like, no wonder every time I feel like I give myself space or time, I cannot just sit there. And I always think I'm like either lazy or I need to do something or I can't be functioning correctly or I just feel something wrong within myself and I just cannot quiet my mind. And I know my mind is just my worst enemy sometimes because it's chit-chatting all the time. And if you are a type A or a high achiever like me as well, you're going to understand what I'm talking about with so much chitter chatter in your head, so much of that ego mind talking that you just feel like you can't even quiet it to even feel or understand yourself. And so for years, I thought I was just a high achiever or a worrywart. I'd be stuck in my head. I'd overthink. Like I said, I'd feel guilty when I rested. I'd snap in moments I later regretted. But underneath that, it was hypervigilance. It was fear of being too much, fear of not being enough, beliefs I internalized through pain. I didn't know I was operating in survival mode. I didn't know my nervous system was dysregulated, and I definitely didn't know that I didn't feel safe in my own body. This work gave language to what my soul already knew but couldn't explain. It's like I met myself again, but this time with love instead of shame. And just getting that knowing just feels so peaceful, knowing that I don't have to be this way. And if you've ever had that thought, like, oh, I'm just this way and I can't change, so I just got to live with it or just deal with it. Know that that's a narrative that I had in my mind too, that I've always had to be snappy or just be high alert. It's so exhausting. And I was like, why do I have to be this way? And so one time I was just in the car, I think I was driving or my husband was driving, and I just had the thought, like, why do I have to be this way? I do not have to be this way. There has to be a way to change it because I didn't like that about myself. And then the thought came to my mind of, wait, monks are very calm and they choose to be that way. They were not born into being a monk. I mean, maybe some are, but most of the time, monks choose to be and live in that surrounding. So why can I not choose to be calmer and not be a monk? I'm not saying I'm going to be a monk, but I can choose to be calmer. And so that started getting me into trying to understand why I always snapped or why I always blew up and why I had low tolerance for a lot of little things that I shouldn't even be getting mad about. And it's funny because my husband's the total opposite. He's very chill, relaxed, but then once he started having a kid or once we started having a child, he started showing me that I used to be like that, high alert, snappy, yelling all the time. And me working on myself and me being able to reflect and knowing what I know now, I'm the opposite. I like try to not react. I try to stay as calm as possible because I have to understand my daughter's only two. She's not going to be perfect. She's not going to always listen. She's not going to be this robot perfect child that I want her to be. She's going to have her own opinions, and I should have enough space for her to be that way. And so both my husband and my daughter have been teaching me a lot about myself and what my capacity is and what I should learn and what I should change about myself. And so when I finally got this course, it was like a ding, 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 ding. This is the answer that I've been waiting for. This is like actually giving me facts or knowledge of why I already knew all these things. I already knew it all, but I couldn't put it into words. And finally, this course has brought me clarity into why I would react a certain way. It's because I was literally traumatized. This trauma in my body was stuck within me. And finally, I was able to piece together things that make so much sense. So, growing up in an environment where I was taught to be on the go and to be fast paced and to get orders out ASAP and to be high functioning all the time and to be this perfect picture perfect child. Um, and even being an Asian American, you're already set as a society or looked at by society that you're supposed to be this perfect, smart, straight A type of person. Like that was my identity already. And identified as a person really affects who you are or how you show up because you try to fit that mold because other people tell you that's how you should be or how you are supposed to be. And so growing up, being able to not be opinionated or talk about my opinions and feeling literally traumatized every time if I tried to open my mouth, I would have so much fear. And so now being a grown up, being able to speak, and this is why I started my podcast to begin with, is to start using my throat chakra, to start living in power, to start speaking my truth. And it has truly healed a lot of me. It has truly healed a lot of trauma within me. And of course, you're not going to be able to let go of trauma so fast. I mean, it has been with you, like again, either through generations or even as through you as in your childhood. And so being trauma informed lets you know that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with any of us. It's just that the beliefs or the things that happen in our lives get stuck within our body. And we don't even realize that. It's not even just within your mind, it's in within your physical body. And that's why we have full of anxiety as well. And this is why depression can come about as well. And when you actually look at your nervous system, your body is always telling you something. And you're always reacting or doing something because your body cannot hold the capacity for either that emotion or whatever event is going on. And so for me, I could not hold a lot because my body and my nervous system was always on high alert. So I would snap all the time. I would barely have time to do anything for myself. I felt guilty. My brain and my mind was always chit-chatting all the time, doing to-do lists or what I need to do. And that's a trauma response because if you're trying to control a situation, it's because your body doesn't feel safe. So getting to understand the unknown or to trust the unknown. People say that, yeah, just trust the unknown or just let God or the universe do its thing. But if your body cannot allow you to do it, you're not going to be able to do it. And I was like, why can I not trust? It's because my nervous system literally was on fight and flight mode. And I needed to literally reflect and calm down. And what truly helped me with that was obviously this course and put into words, but working on myself, my mental and my physical, where I go for walks now. That has helped calm me and ground me. I go to see an acupuncturist once a week. Literally, they poke needles in me to get the chi flowing and to get the energy calm within my body. And it feels so good. I mean, getting pricked hurts. Don't get me wrong, but afterwards, I feel so much more peaceful, so much more calmer and so much more me because I allowed myself to get quiet and to just allow my nervous system to try to calm itself. And then mentally as well, I've been speaking and trying to be more aware and conscious of my thought patterns and why I would react the way I do. And so much healing has happened. And so if you have not tapped into learning about your traumas or even understanding or being aware of that and how that can manifest within you and your body and your nervous system, this episode is for you. It's like a sign from the universe to take a look at it, see how it really is. And if you're like me, overthinking, never being able to just chill and relax and not feeling guilty for it. And of course, most of us here are mompreneurs or entrepreneurs. You're doing millions of things at once and you feel like you cannot just chill. That means if you feel like you cannot, that means your nervous system is out of whack. You are holding a lot of trauma within your body and you need to release that somehow. Slowly but surely, you can work with me one-on-one. We can help you identify what the traumas are, even work through that. But I give you a safe space so you can start healing. And that's one of the biggest gifts that I can give you or that you can give yourself. Because in order to truly heal, this is what I've learned is you need to have a safe environment to be able to have your nervous system feel safe. And if that person can make you feel safe, that's when you can finally layer down those, onion pieces or whatever layers that you have to get you into the safe zone. And when you are in the safe zone, that's when you can start finally healing, right? And you cannot heal when you're at a fight and flight mode. You need to be in your parasympathetic mode of like calmness. And when you are able to actually feel your emotions, you can start feeling them. And once you start feeling them, then you can process it and then release. But if you've never let it come up, or you never even let it, your mind or emotions feel, then how are you supposed to release that? They're always going to be stuck in your subconscious or they're always going to be trapped in your body. But in order for you to really truly release or to even get aware or to get you to a point where you can become aware or conscious of what that thing is, you need to like work through that. You need to understand that and take some time to truly get to yourself a healing point so you can feel better, so you can be more you, so you can live that bliss off life that we all should be striving to live because right now our world is so chaotic. It truly is. But what you can work on right now is working on yourself. When you work on yourself, that's the most empowering thing you can do. Working on yourself, you can literally change lives just by working on yourself. Okay, let me give you an example of why I believe this. So say when you work on yourself and you become happier and you're less traumatized, you're less snappy, you're less angry, right? And you're not bringing all that anger out into the world and you're just happier. You're bringing more happiness and joy to the world, to your family, to your friends, to other people surrounding you. And when you give joy and happiness and energy of that sort to other people, they will feel that and they will start wanting to feel more of that energy. And then they'll work on themselves to be happy or joyful. And then when they work on themselves, then they can give it to other people. Do you see how it's a effect of positivity? So it starts within you. But say if you're still in the same state of traumatized, high, anxious, um, like so full of anger, guess what your mood and your energy is giving? You're giving all of that out to the world, right? And this is where we're at in a collective state in this negative aspect. But let's shift it. Shift it from negative to that positive, and it starts from within you. One of the most powerful things I've learned is that trauma disconnects us from the present moment. It's always trying to keep us safe so we stay in the past or worry about the future, but safety lives in the now. When I learned how to calm my nervous system, to be in my body without judgment, that's when I started truly healing. Now I notice when I'm disassociating or spiraling in my thoughts, I pause. I place my hand on my heart, I breathe, and I remind myself right now I'm safe, right now I am okay. It sounds simple, but it's so powerful. And being in the present moment is literally where you're living. Like, this is where you get to truly live. And before, I was not able to truly be in the present moment. So, being a mom, I've been on fight and flight mode ever since Jem was born. And then I started my business like couple months right after when she was born because I was crazy and was like, you know what? I'm going to start my business. And if I don't do it now, then I'm never going to do it. And so I've been in fight and flight mode for almost 3 years. And I knew something was wrong with me or something was off because I was like, I have everything that I've ever wanted, and yet I cannot appreciate it. And I cannot truly be grateful or feel that sensation of gratitude. Like I knew I should, but I couldn't feel it. So I knew my mind and my body was disassociated or disconnected. And I was like, why? And it was because my nervous system was not able to feel safe. So my mind couldn't shut off. My mind kept trying to tell my body, like, yeah, you cannot be safe. You got to do A, B, C, D until you get control of the situation. Then you can feel calm. But once I got to that situation, I just kept going spiraling, spiraling. I could never feel safe. And so every little thing that my husband or my daughter did, I was getting triggered. And I was like, whoa, 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 this should not be happening. Why, why? Finally, well, of course, working on myself, I've noticed, tried to be more calm, exactly tools, but never got to the core root until now. It was my trauma response. It was my nervous system literally telling me, whoa, 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 you are not safe. That's why you cannot appreciate and be present. This is why you cannot feel the gratitude. And so finally understanding this, I am able to be in the present. I am able to be in so much gratitude and feel it, truly feel it. It feels so good. It literally is like such a bliss feeling. And I finally feel like I'm at a BS state that I've been wanting to be. And there's obviously different levels, right? You can feel more higher or lower of the BS life because we're human and we're going to be always feeling different ways and feeling different emotions. But right now, I truly feel like I'm in a bliss state. And it feels so good. Like I am able to hold my daughter and be in so much gratitude for her. And I've been crying and releasing so much tears lately too. It's been crazy. And it's okay to cry, guys. It means that your body is healing. It's letting go of all the trauma. It's releasing all of that trauma. And when I hug her, I'm just like, oh my God, this is the feeling I've been waiting for. And it's because my nervous system is allowing me to feel it now. And yes, feeling your emotions can be scary, and sometimes we don't even know what emotions feel like. Some people may feel numb and so disconnected from their emotions, they don't even know how to feel. And so that's why you need to start feeling it from your heart and just start being aware and conscious. Like, okay, how do I really feel right now? And let your emotions run. And as a human, you're supposed to feel your emotions. You're not supposed to mask them like we're taught as a young kid. And feeling emotions is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And this makes you more human. This makes you more you. And when you can actually understand what emotions you feel, it makes you understand yourself more. And obviously, if you're numbing your emotions and feelings, there's trauma right there. That's your brain or your body telling you, oh, don't feel that because there's something wrong, right? And remember, there's nothing wrong with you, and everything will be okay. And working on yourself will be okay. And it's a powerful thing to do for yourself. And so, being able to just be in the present moment has healed me. It has made me feel more safe and more me than I've felt in a long time since being a mom. And so if you're a mom right now and you feel like you're so disconnected from who you used to be, it's because your nervous system has changed. You have a child or you have children. And so you just don't know how to be you again. And look at your nervous system. Give yourself some time and space to figure that out and be okay with it. And once I figure this out, I feel so much better. I feel like everything is changing for the positive. I've become more confident. I've become more me. I've become, I don't know, just feel so good. And I just want people to feel this way. And I just have so much more clarity, which gives me more confidence within myself. It's such a literally so simple, but yet it feels good. Good in a way of no money can ever give you this feeling, right? And we're always seeking this type of feeling or satisfaction. And so if you're always chasing the outer, think about this. So if you're always chasing materialistic things or outer emotions from people, etc., you're never ever truly going to be truly happy because those things will never truly satisfy your soul or who you truly are until you actually do the inner work and to actually understand who you are. That will be the soul satisfying thing for you. And so when you live a BS life, you truly live within your soul being, like what truly lights you up. You're going to feel so satisfied, happy, joyful, blissful, peaceful. And that's where we all should be striving to be and live in because we're literally on the other spectrum. And it's wild. And so who wants to be on the other side, right? Like, let's try to find more of the medium. And when you're more in the medium, life feels so much better. And as a coach, I used to feel so responsible for people's results. I really wanted to fix things because I feel like I'm a fixer. But now I understand holding safe space is everything. People don't need fixing. They need to feel seen, heard, empowered to come back to their own power. So being trauma informed is now part of how I lead. It's part of how I parent, how I relate. It's helped me soften with myself and others. And I truly believe the more of us that learn this, the more we can break cycles of pain and create new ways of living rooted in love and presence. And just getting this realization, and I know maybe not everybody can hold space for people to heal, but I feel like that truly is one of my biggest gifts. I was never able to put it into terms, but this realization came to me looking at this course, and I have a gift where I can make people feel safe, and that just made me feel so good. And I was talking to my twin, and she's like, "Yeah, you're a healer. You're a natural healer." And I never understood that until now. And I was like, yeah, I'm able to give people that space. And it's because I work on myself, yes, too. Or I try to be very open and honest and understanding as much as possible to have, an open perception about things and people and experiences. But what truly makes me different, I believe, is that I can hold space for people in a loving way. And I can give that safety to people, which is pretty rare, I think. And in order to truly heal, you have to feel safe. Your nervous system has to feel safe. And that's why when I work on myself and I can give that safety, that other people can feel it too. And that's where I feel like truly that's my gift. And yeah, everybody can be as knowledgeable as you want to be, but even if you know everything, but you can't even get the basics of letting someone feel safe, then how are you supposed to help heal them? But I know that I had that core thing of being able to allow people to truly feel safe, to open up. And I've had so many clients where I've never met them. I've literally met them once and they were able to open up and they're just like, whoa, I don't even know why I'm sharing all of this with you that I've never shared with other people. And I never realized that that was a gift that I had, that I was able to give space for people to truly heal. And it's so beautiful. And I can do that in just one session or and just by meeting that person for the first time. And I think that's a powerful gift to have. And so, man, I've just been getting so much clarity lately, and it's just been so amazing. And it's such a great feeling to finally get the answers that I've needed. It kind of lets go of the trauma and the control and like the heaviness in my chest that I've been holding, and I can finally release it and be like, ah, it's such a great feeling. And so, again, I always teach you guys whatever I'm learning myself. And as you can tell, I'm always learning. I'm always trying to find ways to heal, to find new ways for people to learn, to see if this is something that, hey, maybe this is the thing that is what I'm seeking. And the more informed you are and the more knowledge you know, that's power. That's amazingness. And that leads you closer to what you need or the information you need to get you into your journey of whatever it is you're seeking. It may be empowering, healing, growing, whatever that is for you that gets you closer to clarity is the best feeling. And I can give that to you even better. So, if you've been stuck in your head, if your body feels tense, if you're on a healing journey and you don't always know why you feel the way you do, just know you're not alone. Healing isn't about rushing to be better, it's about remembering you were always worthy, always whole. Becoming trauma informed has been a deep homecoming for me, and I hope this episode sparks something for you. A softness, a curiosity, a moment of presence. If it did, I'd love for you to share it with someone who needs this. Leave a review or tag me on Instagram at Kathy.Mou. Let's grow on this beautiful, conscious community together. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope this episode gave you a moment to breathe, reflect, and remember how powerful your awareness truly is. If today's conversation resonated with you, please take a moment to subscribe, leave a review, or share this episode with someone who might need it. Your support helps this message reach more hearts and helps grow our beautiful, conscious community. And if you're ready to go deeper on your healing journey, connect with me on Instagram at Kathy.Mou or visit my website for tools, readings, and ways we can work together at www.kathymou.com. Until next time, stay grounded, stay soft, and always remember, you are worthy, you are healing, and you are more powerful than you've ever been told. This is your time, so go and ignite your power and live the BS life. Bye!